I'm Kelli White. I'm an author and the Director of Education at the Wine Center at Meadowood. I want to thank the Wine Education Council for inviting us here today to showcase some of the more exciting and dynamic initiatives going on in Napa Valley today. I'd also like to thank Dominus for hosting us. I am joined by Graeme Macdonald, Tod Mostero, and Julia Vandervink, three young, very exciting people doing really exciting projects. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it would be easier and certainly less expensive to purchase a vineyard and start this project somewhere outside of Napa. Why was it important for you to do it in Napa? What do you think is so special about Napa?
Yeah, well, we almost did it somewhere else. We were looking for land for 10 years in other regions that were less expensive where we could have bootstrapped something, and there was certainly so much attractiveness to that. But ultimately what it came down to is we really felt that this was the greatest American terroir that we had access to. And just because it was really hard to gain access to that didn't mean it wasn't worth trying to fight to participate in that. So we really felt like the reason we want to be at Mount Veeder, at the top of Mount Veeder very specifically, it's not, I'm not like a Napa Cabernet superfan, but I really believe that like some of the greatest wines in the world can be made here. And what resonates with us is these like high elevation sites. I have a lot of respect for classicalism at different parts of the valley and the alluvial fans. But what my jam is like the high elevation stuff, and particularly we're in a cool climate, high elevation zone of Napa. So their power is derived from their acidity, but they maintain a really classical tannin structure. Like that's what we want to sort of contribute to the dialogue, and we feel like we have a chance to make a better wine here than we can make anywhere else. And I also feel that we're really motivated to contribute something to American classicalism. Like Napa's the crown jewel of American winemaking, and if all the talented, excited people leave for less expensive pastures, then there's a big brain drain that happens on one of American wine's most important resources. So, I hope that the fact that we exist as a young owner operator can, and I was very inspired by Graeme. I worked with Graeme 10, 12 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, a young person who owns his own vineyard, I want that for myself someday. And so I hope that we see more and more of that in the future.
Right. I worked as a sommelier. I'm keenly aware that there's a whole generation of people in the trade, especially young people, who feel that maybe Napa's not for them. Not only are the wines very expensive, which we can talk about or not, but also just the place maybe feels more established than dynamic. So why should young people in the trade care about Napa Valley? What's important? What's your sort of point of Napa patriotism?
For Napa, I think Julia hit it on the head. I always felt like if you're going to be an actor, you move to Hollywood. You try to figure out where the best opportunities are to tell a story, and hopefully people hopefully translate it into the bottle and get people excited about it. So Napa has this incredible platform where I feel like people are here looking for things, which is exciting. But I think there was a cultural issue started around the 60s, 70s, where they wanted to be like Bordeaux, and everything was based on big chateaus, big ownerships, and there's still those Burgundian farmers. So what I think makes Napa so exciting is you get both. You can be going up and down and have these grand chateaus that can sell their wine all over the world, and you can go to the end of the road and you can find Julia and me doing it all ourselves, trying to make very specific site expressive wines. And I think what is beautiful about it is the different philosophies. So there was one time where I got to sit in on Tod giving a very rare presentation about his philosophies here at Dominus, and it was all so mind-blowing and different, and I was so excited. I was like, oh wow, we're all in our own little bubbles trying to figure out how to express things. And for consumers and sommeliers, I feel like that's what makes it so exciting. You have to get off of the main drag where the big companies are paying for you to come in and see their version of Napa, and you have to go down the back roads and find ours.
The metaphor I always use, it's be like if you never did anything other than see some of the big wineries here, it would be like going to New York City and never leaving Times Square. There's a lot of culture here, and there's a lot of hidden gems, I think. Thank you all so much for a wonderful conversation. Again, thank you to the Wine Education Council